Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Planescape Torment with me, BringItDon. Alright, so we're gonna talk to Yellow Fingers. There was another person, wasn't there? Marrow Friend. Alright, yeah. Let's start with Yellow Fingers. We're gonna talk to these three people that are out here. And then we are going to head back and talk to, or deal with the Old Mebbeth quest. And see if we can't get our mage class this episode. This wizard-looking fellow is skulking about the garbage like a tattered shadow. Seeing you and Mort, he beckons to you. Hey, thick skull. Where you get the skull, eh? Me skull it is. Give it back to me. Mort turns to the hiver. Pike off. If you prove to me the skull is yours, then I'll give it to you. It's only fair. Who are you? Skull's mine. Mine, eh? Give it to me. I'll forget you stole it. He mumbles, his narrow eyes darting. Yeah, what proof do you have that this is your skull? He stares at you for a moment, like you're addled. It's Pike and mine. Talking proof. Don't know nothing? Gives me the skull back, nows. This is not your skull. You calling me a liar, eh? Skull's mine. Mine. He mumbles for a moment, eyes rolling and darting. You're the thief, spitting lies. I've got you. I wouldn't try it. The man glances at you, eyes narrow. Suddenly he attacks. Meet his attack.
What's up? Imbecile.
Be sad when I can't use a hammer anymore. I really like hammers. But daggers await my life as a mage. I think daggers, maybe punch daggers as well, or all that mages can use.
I'm gone.
Where'd this guy go? Oh, there he is. Marrow Friend. You smell the reek of dung and rotting meat on this man, even from afar. Though obviously weak and decrepit, his long thin fingers and sunken eyes give him the sinister look as he scuttles through the garbage around him. The way he drools and rolls his eyes makes you wonder if he's mad. Greetings. He tries to focus on you, but his gaze wanders. His eyes are set deeply into hollow sockets, and his skin is terribly pale and diseased, covered with rashes and yellowed patches that look ready to peel from his body at any moment. The stench emanating from him is terrible. As you open your mouth to speak, he licks his lips and swallows. You deader? What did you say? You. He licks his lips again, and his long spindly fingers pick at his skin as he stares at you. You deader? He glances to your left, and then his eyes dart back to you. Dead? Dead? Hungry. He reaches out to touch you, licking his scabrous lips. I'm not gonna let him touch me. His hands claw the empty air where you were, and he gives a low whine like a pained dog. Hungry. I'm gonna step back. His hand suddenly shoots out to catch a fat white grub that was squirming in a nearby heap of offal. You feel your stomach churn as he takes the maggot and shoves it into his mouth. He chews it slowly, then swallows. You dead? No, I'm not dead. You look dead. He scratches himself beneath the robe, and you suddenly notice that he has a finger hanging from his neck on a cord. Looks like there was a ring on it. Still hungry. What do you usually eat? Hey, what is that finger bone? He looks down, his plague-ridden features twisting into a ghastly, snaggletooth parody of a grin. Snack. He looks ready to chew on it. Stop him. You grab his hand and he starts flailing against you. As he does, he bites a large chunk out of your arm, and you're forced to let him go. Not because of the pain, but because you might snap him in two should you continue to wrestle. He chews on the chunk of your flesh for a moment, then looks back at the finger bone. Stop him from eating the finger bone. Alright, it's the same thing. Don't eat that. Have a bite of me and off me instead. I'm more fresh. He smiles and reaches for your outstretched hand. Give me the bone first, Marrow Friend. He nods greedily and lets you take the finger bone. Don't let him bite you. Leave. As you step out of his reach, he begins to whine pitifully like a dog kicked away by its master. I would have gladly have given him money. He scuttles up to you, whining miserably. Hungry. Oh, I guess he would follow me. Okay. Why are you following me? He points at your hands, drilling all the while. Finger. Hungry. Alright, well, stop following me or I'll kill you. Okay, stop following me. Farewell.
Alright.
I don't want to threaten him. If I have to, I will. Alright, let's go talk to this guy that was down here. Rat bone. This man is whistling a cheerful tune and playing with a well-kept fighting knife. As you approach him, he stops whistling and gives you a curious look. What you want? I had some questions. My name's Ratbone Cutter. I'm a thief for hire and the employee of Sharegrave, the boss of the collectors you see around the square. He pays me mostly to learn his lads to be real quiet-like, and how to fight if they runs into a spot of trouble. That's likely the only reason I'll answer for you, Cutter. He sniffs and shrugs. A thief for hire. Could you train me? Sure, for a spotted jink. Been trained before? No, I haven't. That's fine. I'm gonna cuff you now, so dodge it. He suddenly swings his open hand at your head. Dodge the blow. You avoid Ratbone's blow. Not bad, Cutter. Now about that spotted jink. 50 commons and I'll see you trained right up. Sure, yeah, sounds good here. You knows you got to top... Holy crap. You knows you got to stop doing whatever you're doing now, right? You can't be a warrior or whatnot and a thief. Are you alright with that, Cutter? Yes, I am. Let's get to it then. What I'm going to learn you here are a thief's 6 best bloods. Sneaking about, hiding, picking locks and pockets, finding and removing traps, and my favorite, stabbing plucky Burks in the back. Go on. Sneaking about, hiding in the shadows and moving real quiet like, is right handy. Better a live get than a dead Cutter, eh? Not only do you stay out of harm's way, if he does want to stick someone, you've got the upper hand right off, but I'll tell you more of that later. Keep in your mind though, you can't go sneaking if somebody's already looking at you. Go on. Picking pockets and locks is a good thing too. Supplement the old income and such. Just be ready to runs if you get caught picking a pocket, and always check for traps if you're picking a suspicious lock. If you're gonna look for traps, just check the area over nice and slow. Sometimes it'll take you a moment or two to see them. Alright, go on. If he does find a trap, use your skills to disarm the blighted thing. It's a lot like picking a puzzle lock, really. Alright, go on. Last thing I'll learn you is the backstab. Ratbone sighs happily. If he manages to sneak up on a bugger and he wants to start a throw, just attack the sod from behind. You have a much better chance of hitting him, and when you do, you hits harder. Alright, let's get to training. Ratbone nods. Alright, Cutter. First off, you've got to relax. You're too tense. You're gonna have to let your instinct take over at times, and trust your hunches. And so your training as a thief begins. Learn all you can.
My journal.
I got experience for it. After a long period of training, Ratbone nods at you in satisfaction. I must say, Cutter, never have I runs across a faster learner. I'd almost say you've done this all before. Perhaps I have, Ratbone, and simply forgot. Thanks and farewell.
I feel stronger.
Alright, so I leveled up as a thief. 40 thief skill points gained. Holy crap, okay. I like care about sneaking. Alright, and I only did this because I think I get an achievement for it. I'm not going to stay as a thief. At all. I'm actually going to change back to a fighter when I go back and see Porphyron. I have some questions. Let's see. I'm looking for a man named Farod. Do you know where he is? Ratbone shakes his head. Nay, I don't. Here is nearby, though. Some of his lads come running through at times, making for some hidey hole that's who knows where. Somewhere up around those elevated platforms, I'll bet, but it's none of me business. He shrugs and spits on the ground. Live and let live, says Ratbone. Where's your boss, Sharegrave? He nods towards the large, dilapidated house beside him. Careful, though, Cutter. He don't like visitors. He's right suspicious of everyone. Sharegrave's not even his real name, just what me and some of the others calls him. Okay, well, that's all he's going to talk about. Cool.
I'm gone.
So he's the thief trainer. Porphyron is a fighter trainer.
I'm gone.
So we need to... And there we go. There's Porphyron. Alright, so he's just at a... Okay, I don't need to learn any more weapon stuff.
gone.
I don't think he can teach me past level 2 anyway. Let's talk to the Black Abishai and kill him real quick.
Yeah. Doc. Huh? What? Even 50 swigs of brandy would make you love it. Looks like my skills have increased.
Done.
Oh, cool. Alright, we got 2 level ups. Mort leveled up. 7 hit points gained. That's pretty good. And 2 hit points from Constitution bonus. Not bad. Spell memorization abilities have increased. 1 hit point gain. Wow. 1 hit point. Oh, that's right. His blade changed last episode, and I never took a look at it. I think +1 armor class is new. Another memorize 1 additional first level mage spell is new. Not sure that anything else changed though. Alright. Anyway, I need to head to the marketplace, which I don't. I think it's over here. Pretty sure it's the southwestern area.
Done.
Yeah, this is it. Okay. What did we need to do? The fruit merchant. Do you do fruit? She does fish. Kisgoro? No, he does clothes. I couldn't talk to Profira earlier. He wants to play games. What do you do?
We can be in Sigil at the worst time.
A limlim? Yeah, just what are these limlims? They're from the Outlands, my lord. Neither wholly insect nor animal. They are friendly, playful, and quite loyal. Takes a sidelong glance at the limlims, then leans closer to whisper. Pretty tasty too in a pinch. Okay, I'd like to purchase one. No, I would not. Just what are they? Never mind. Alright. Oh, hold on. The limlim will provide its own food, eating insects, tiny rodents, and the like. They'll follow you everywhere you go, are easy to clean up after, are quiet, exercise themselves with their constant flipping about, and best of all, they leap over 15 feet when prodded with hot coals. Will only cost you but 40 coppers, my lord, a mere pittance for such an entertaining pet and friend. Well, Mort, what do you think? Why not, boss? It'll be fun to kick around when we're down, right? Well, I can kick it vicariously through you, at least. I want to see that 15-foot hot coal jump, too. Fine, I'll take one. How nice, my lord. Here you are. My own limlim.
I'm gone.
Alright, I need to find... He sells food, but is he... Okay, yeah. Old Mebbeth, the midwife of the square, needs some herbs sprung from this seed. Here, can you help me? The man takes the seed, looks at it critically. As he presses it between his thumb and forefinger, he winces and a small drop of blood appears on his thumb. Ah, this seed's got a bite on it. I noticed that. Do you have the herbs he's talking about? He can't seem to take his eye off the seed. Lad, I don't know if there's anyone who has what your friend seeks, to be square. I've never seen such a seed before. You need someone who cultivates seeds such as this, for I have none. Very well then. Where would I find such a person?
Updated my journal. I
don't know the dark of that, friend. He hands the seed back to you. You'd be hard-pressed to find a gardener in the hive. Okay. Mourns for trees, maybe?
Right.
Can't afford to get caught off guard, Cutter. We sell only top of the line.
There's mourns for trees. I'm trying to think, was there a gardener that I've run across?
I'm gone.
What's the word, Chief? Alley bred dog.
I have no problem leveling up my health because it's thief levels.
I'm gone.
Like the hit points and stuff that I get from the thief levels carries over to.
I told you I'm tapped out. Come on, roll me a thing.
Oh no, I changed back to a fighter. Alright, I gotta be careful. Never mind. Yeah, so gardeners, the only one I can think of off the top of my head is mourns for trees, but I thought there was someone else that gardened. Let's talk to him. Alright. I need some herbs sprung from this seed. Can you help me? Once Retrieve takes the seed from you and holds it up to his eye. What an odd seed. Are those teeth along the edge? Barbs, perhaps? Where'd you come by it, friend? Old Mebbeth, the midwife of the square, needs some herbs sprung from that seed. Do you know where I could get some? No. Once Retrieve continues to stare at the seed in his hand. This is the only seed of its kind I've ever seen. He winces and a spot of blood glistens on his thumb. The barbs on it are sharp indeed. Perhaps you should hold it. So you can't help me either? Unless you can make that one grow, I cannot. Again, I've never seen a seed of its like before, friend. If we wanted it to grow enough, is it possible to make it grow? Once Retrieve looks at the seed. Perhaps, if you cared enough to see it grow. What do you mean? This is Sigil, friend. Belief is everything. Everything, from the spire on which Sigil rests to even that tiny seed you hold there. If you believe enough, anything is possible. Focus on the seed, will it to grow. To your surprise, there is a crack and the seed splits, twigs splitting from its surface like fingers. Instinctively, you drop the seed, but the talon-like twigs wrap around your wrist and will not let go. What the hell's?
Updated my journal.
Monster Tree stares at the barbed branches wrapping around your wrist, stunned. I think the barbs on those new branches would be more than enough for what your friend needs. I hope she can get this darn thing off of me. Look, before I go, I had some no. Alright, I'm leaving.
Alright.
Oh, neat. I cut up this way. I'm actually going to go rest and heal up real quick.
I'm gone.
Since I'm already here. Return to Old Mebbeth. Maybe she can turn me into a mage, which would be fantastic. I should have probably kept the thief levels in case I leveled up some more here. Because again, like some of your stats carry over. You just can't use your abilities. Because multi-classing doesn't work like it does in other games in this game.
All right. All right.
Old Mebbeth. Mebbeth turns as you enter and gives you a skeptical eye. Your path brings you back here, does it, child? I return with those herbs you wanted. Then maybe you can get this darn bramble batch off my wrist. Is that so? Mebbeth glances at the barbs that surround your wrist. If so, thank it off then. Do so.
Updated my journal.
Creaking and snapping, the black barb branches unravel themselves from your wrist and form into a tangled ball of brush and twigs. Looks like a nest of dead black snakes. Mebbeth snorts. Think it into a picture frame or some such. Something with more structure and less angles. Concentrate on the barbed ball, then imagine it as a picture frame. The branch ball creaks, the twigs bending and twisting until the branches have bent themselves into a small picture frame, 2 handspans on a side. Almost unconsciously, you imagine shape the barbs to the back of the frame so it can be hung from the wall easily. And as an afterthought, you move the remaining barbs to the inside of the frame so it can be picked up by the edges. How's that? Mebbeth stares at the frame for a moment, then cackles. Ha! Square enough it is. Good work, child. Good work. She picks up the frame and scrutinizes it. This'll do nicely. Is that all you wanted it for? Aye, well, this is enough. She sniffs. But there was one thing I forgot to tell you to fetch when you left last time, and it'll take you back to the merchant square, it will. Look for the cloth seller, Giscorel. He has some rags of mine that he was supposed to wash, and long has it been since I first asked him to do it. I'll go get it. Farewell. I'm not going to argue about it. So I want to be a mage, gosh darn it. Have all those things that I have Mort holding on to. Teach me some spells.
Done.
Oh, I forgot about the priest scroll. So those are known mage spells, and these are the memorized ones. Submerge Will, or Reign of Anger. Scripture of Steel. Alright, so it's basically Bless. Tilquar's Eye. It's branded upon, let's see. Target creature fails a saving throw at -1 penalty. The creature will be struck with blindness and suffer -4 penalty to its attack roll, +4 penalty to the target's armor class. That's really good debuff. This is magic missile. Okay.
Done.
Also, I think this thing I can
Grow strong.
when I'm a mage, I can interact with the Unbroken Circle of Zerthimon.
I'm gone.
I'm actually gonna sell some stuff before I talk to Giz Squirrel, just because I have a bunch of stuff in my inventory. Oh yeah, actually identify. Hollow Axe. This huge axe is a double-bladed weapon, topped with a spike. The edges are razor sharp, long handle. Okay. I'll just sell it. No, I need those to turn in. I didn't know you could sell multiple things at it. Oh, okay. Well, that's nice. Yeah, I do want to turn those into that one guy.
I don't trust the Gith. I say we leave him behind.
Alright, Gizgorl. Gizgorl turns to you. I, Gizgorl. He bows and spreads his trembling, scarred hands. I, Gizgorl. I'm here to pick up someone's wash. Mebbeth, the midwife, Ragpicker Square. Gizgorl blinks. Washcloth? Yes, Mebbeth. Ragpicker Square? Rag? Picker? He taps his fingers as if counting something. I know, I remember. He holds up a trembling finger as if telling you to wait. I wait for him to fetch the wash. He comes back with a flattened mass of green rags, thin as paper, yet so stiff they look like they could double as wooden boards. The rags are so caked with a greenish slime. Oh, okay, hold up. With a greenish lime starch that they look like it would take years of soaking to relax them. How many times did you clean these? You score a washcloth, starch cloth every 5th day, washcloth, starch cloth every 5th day. His eyes flicker. Gizgorl washed many years. Always starch cloth on 5th day. Gizgorl's ritual. But they're ruined. Washcloth is Gizgorl's ritual. His voice is flat, almost zombie-like. Must starch cloth every 5th day. What's the point of doing it every 5 days when they don't need... Oh, never mind. Just hand them over. Give cloth. He nods and hands you the rags. They're heavy. It's like carrying an armload of bricks. I'll take them back to Mebbeth now. Farewell.
Done.
Okay.
I'll pay you what you're worth.
Also, I need to find a spellcasting ruby for
All right.
Jarum. But we'll get around to that.
Done.
I'm thinking I could probably go get that gem back that was in the box that I had. I'm sure there's more than one type of gem I can get, but... Mebbeth seems lost in twisting the black branch picture frame you made for her. She is squaring the edges and snapping off some of the barbed seeds on the branches. She suddenly notices you and sets down the frame. Aye, child? I brought your wash. I think Gizgorl was a little heavy on the cleaning ritual, though. She takes the stacks of starched green rags from you, and she examines them critically. At least they won't tear, she sighs. Or bend. What was with that cloth merchant Gizgorl? His hands were all scarred, and he seemed slow. Mebbeth is still turning the cloth over in her hands, tapping it with her finger. Well, child, sometimes one burns with the art, and other times the art burns ye. Is that what happened to him? Mebbeth clicks her tongue. Mayhap. There's some for who using the art is like breathing. They strolls about with pointy hats and stinkweed pipes. And then there's hedge wizards, and plain-touch gypsies, and fortune casters, and half-seers, and midwives who flicker with the art. Them have a harder time of it. And Gizgorl was one of them? Mebbeth nods. Aye, so to speak. In some ways he's no different now than he was. Addicted to habit and ritual he was. She sets down the stiff rags. They clunk as she places them on the floor. I know. There's one last thing I need from you, child. Of course. What do you need? Only this. I need some inks for scribing some ingredients in one of me cookery books. I need you to fetch some from one of the merchants. Kosajai be your name. Very well. Alright, I'm off then.
Updated my journal.
Fantastic. More running around. As long as I don't level up, which I think I'm in the clear for.
I'm gone.
Then I can just grind up the Black Avishais to get my mage levels.
I'm gone.
It's not a bad idea to level up your other classes either, but you want to get level 7 and level 12 of your primary class typically first. So with my mage, I want to get the level 7 and level 12, then I can put points into my, or level up my fighter some for, you know,
I'm gone.
health and stuff like that. The old woman gives you a gummy smile. It's a fish, my child? Fish heads? A cloying fish smell surrounds her. Old Mebbeth said you sell ink. She sent me to purchase some. Ink? She chuckles. Nay, sir. I sell no ink. I sells just fish. Are you sure? Mebbeth, the midwife in Ragpicker's Square, mentioned you specifically. Heh. Well, Kosajai was me dam's name, and me granddam's name, so it could be any of us. Yet they're both in the dead book, so only this Kosajai matters. No idea what she's on about. A midwife in the Picker's Square, you say? She thinks for a moment. Don't know her. I don't. So you don't have any ink. Well, I can't say that's much of a surprise. I swear Mebbeth is having me run in circles. Now hold on. Your midwife friend's not all wrong. I know how you can get ink, but it may not be the ink you're looking for. The ink I'm thinking of bleeds from the gills of a Bergoda fin. It does. This Bergoda fin. It bleeds ink? She frowns. Aye. Thing is, that fish is not for eating. It's got a horrible taste, scalds the tongue. You can ask Smerum. She pitches her fish cell down the street, southerly way. She cackles. She might have one of them fish you needs on her pole. Man. I'll go seek her out.
My journal.
She's the one that we gave the big tip to earlier. I'm out again, sir. What can I do for you? Have you heard of a Bergoda fin? I was told it bleeds ink from its gills. She blinks and nods. Ah, that fish. That fish is a strange one, it is. Not many have heard of it, unless they'd want to eat it. Difficult to kill, and even in death it still seems to live. Not many want to lash their teeth around something that still writhes. Do you have one?
Updated my journal.
Aye, but the ink, you'll need something to carry it in. Have you a bowl or a cup, perchance? Or a tankard? Maybe one of the merchants is selling one. Very well.
All right.
Okay, back around.
Look here, the finest Toledo blade.
I think he's all weapons. He's probably not going to have anything that I need. Actually isn't too bad. It's not that expensive either. Okay, here we go. And what do you sell? I sell plates. Let's start at the beginning. The woman smiles warmly at your approach. Hello again, sir. What would you like to purchase this day? What are you selling right now? I sell plates, cups, jugs, tankards, cutlery, and the like, sir. All of quality, sir. The finest. She steps back and lifts the lid of the crate on the wagon behind her. Please look over my goods. Should you have any questions, feel free to ask. Let's examine the contents of the crates. You peer into the crate. It's full of plates, cups, jugs, tankards, cutlery, and the like. Look to be of varying degrees of quality, but some of it appears quite nice. As you're looking them over, she presses up against you. See anything you like, sir? Her long waving hair brushing against your shoulder smells faintly sweet, like vanilla. Where does all this come from? She flashes a wicked grin. My lovers are all burglars, sir. These goods are pilfered from the homes of Sigil's nobles. Upon seeing your expression, she laughs sweetly. A jest, sir, merely. My father and brothers are tinkers. These are wares which are discarded from the nobles' manors and made good by them once more. I need something to hold ink in. Do you have a tankard or a goblet for sale? She nods. Oh yes, many kinds. They range in price from a few coppers to several hundred. Actually, I'm looking for the cheapest one you have. She raises an eyebrow. She reaches into a crate at her side and then throws a battered-looking tankard to you. It's covered in dents, and its handle looks like it's about to fall off. This one looks like it was used on someone's scuttle. She smiles slightly. It'll do. Thanks and farewell.
Updated my journal.
Did I pay for it?
Right.
I don't think I paid for it. Well, met again, sir. What can I do for you? I brought a tankard. Can I get the ink from the fish in it? She nods and plucks a fish from her pole. It twitches as she grabs it, and then starts lashing about. She begins to twist it like a rag. She wrings it until a bluish-black ichor begins to trickle from the fish's gills. When your tankard is almost full, she relaxes her grip and throws the twitching fish into a sack at her side. Thanks and farewell.
Updated my journal. All
right, so back to Mebbeth. Hopefully we're done with her quests now. I'm actually gonna jump out of the game real quick. Alright. Yes, we're gonna go turn this in and then we're gonna call it an episode. If it's the last one, I will try to finish Mebbeth's quest line and become a mage before the end of the episode. Because that was my goal. I don't want to leave disappointed. Alright, Mebbeth is tugging at the mass of greenish lime starched rags you brought from Gisgirl. She seems to be purposely fraying the edges, as if to peel them apart somehow. When she hears your approach, she turns. Aye, child? Here's that ink you wanted. Mebbeth takes a tankard of ink from you, then sniffs it. Prime ink. Fresh it is, aye. She nods at you. You've done well, child. All I've asked. Now I ask ye again. After all you've seen, do you still wish to learn the art? Yes. After all, the guiding goal of your errands was to test my persistence, was it not? Mebbeth smiles, then nods. Yes. Mayhap, child. Mayhap. And that's not all. You knew who I had to see to accomplish each errand, didn't you? Mebbeth nods again, slower this time. Mayhap, child. Mayhap. If and so, what did your senses tell you about them? Mourns for Trees showed me that my beliefs affect the world around me. Gisgirl taught me that ritual is wasted effort if the purpose of the ritual is ignored. Miriam taught me that no matter how much I think I know, there is still much I can learn from another's eyes. Mebbeth is silent for a moment, then she walks slowly over to you and touches you on the cheek. Oh, child, she sighs. You'll be a master sorcerer one day, you will. You have the knowing of it, yet you've come to Old Mebbeth for help, you have. What could a midwife teach such a one? Much, Mebbeth. I want to learn all you have to teach. So you'll walk the path then. Mebbeth pauses. Well, first things firstly. Just having the knack for the art isn't enough. You need some means of giving it focus. Usually spells. The spells are usually in a book, so the art demands you have a spell book or its like before you can cast spells. Can you read? Yes. Then let's test it. Can you read this? Mebbeth draws forth a small tattered card. It looks like a recipe. Examine the recipe. The writing on the recipe swims before your eyes, each symbol twisting out of focus whenever you try and read it. Almost instinctively, you relax your eyes, allowing them to take in the page all at once, and the symbols suddenly bleed together. The recipe lists measurements, ingredients. It appears to be some minor divination. This is a minor divination, isn't it? It looks like it's a spell that allows the user to see the nature of an item, to see whether it's enchanted or not. Mebbeth's eyes widen. Who are you to test Old Mebbeth so? Are you some fiend? No. Well, not to my knowledge. What's wrong?
Updated my journal.
Well, not expecting it, was I? She nods at the recipe, then plucks it out of your hand. Well, you see, it's written in the language of the art. If you're not a mageling yet, it should be all a swirl jumble of mishmash. She snaps her finger. A clear as crystal, you pluck the sense of it right up. Mayhap you tell Mebbeth why that is? I don't really know. I just knew what it said. Or else a natural gift you may have. No matter, no matter. You just shave seasons off, you learn, and you have. Mebbeth harumphs. And I'd been looking for someone to handle the chores around here. I had. Maybe it's just as well then. If you need help with anything around here, you can still ask. It's the least I can do in exchange for you teaching me. No, don't worry yourself about that. She frowns. Well, you can read spells well enough, but spells are no good to you without a book to put them in. Do you have one? Mebbeth glances around the hut, and then she catches sight of the black barbed picture frame you made. She picks it up carefully and studies it. This'll do. That thing? It's just a frame. Ah, but so are you, child. Still holding the frame, she picks up one of the starched rags you got from Giscorl. With a yank, she pulls off the greenish starched surface film. It flutters in the air like a wispy bit of cloth. Whatever Giscorl uses in the wash, it works better than curing. Stretchin' and stonin' does on a normal rag. Can't afford parchment, I can't. Parchment. She takes the starchy film and pulls it over the black barbed frame, latching the rag's edges onto the hooks around the frame until it looks like a small greenish-black painter's canvas. It's missing something. Well, I need something painted on it. She nods. Aye, or written on it. She takes the tankard of ink you've given her and sets it down next to her. She dips one of her fingernails into the tankard, then draws it out, mumbling to herself. She begins to scratch symbols onto the frame, one by one, still mumbling to herself. All's done, Mebbeth stands, drying her ink-stained fingernail on her robe. She tilts her head, regarding the strange framed page in front of her. A page for your spellbook, it is. She indicates you should pick it up. Take it. Inside your spellbook are your recipes, your spells, if you will. As long as they sit in the book, though, they're just words. She taps her head. The art demands you pluck the magic out of the book and put them in your attic, your head, before you can tap their power. Go on. You put them in your attic by studying them, memorizing them. You usually need to rest before you can do this, though. Any questions? No, Mebbeth. Oh, no questions, eh? Well, now you should have questions. You know all about how to memorize spells, do you? You're a sharp one. You sure don't need any more Mebbeth's words all gobbling up your precious time. You're a master sorcerer already. Forgive me, Mebbeth. I meant no questions on what you'd said. Please explain how to memorize spells. Alright then. Here's the dark of how you memorize the spells. Pick the spells you want to stick in your head from your spellbook before you go to sleep. When you wake up in the morn, they'll be buzzing in your head like flies, ready to be let out. And how many spells can I cast? You can only cast one, mayhap 2 spells before needing to rest again. As a tiny floating mageling, there isn't much room in your attic, so use your spells wisely until you get wiser in the art. As your power increases, you'll get more room in your attic for spells. Alright, go on. You can only cast spells you've memorized, so if you want to use the art to say, mend something twice, you need to memorize the spell. How many times? Twice. Mebbeth nods. Aye, twice. Right enough. And how can I get more spells?
Updated my journal.
Mebbeth shrugs. Keep your eyes and ears out for learning. Even common folks might have some minor magics to teach. There's also scrolls, recipes, books, and even some stranger items that have spells inscribed on them. If you find one, just examine it close and copy it into your book if you want it. Got it. I can also show you more spells if you return, especially when you've a little more of the planes in you. I'd appreciate it, thanks. Before you go, child, you'll need some magics for ye to whet your appetite. Mebbeth rummages in her robe and pulls forth 3 small recipes, which she passes to you. You should copy these into your spellbook, or into your book, so they can go into your attic as soon as possible. Thanks, Mebbeth.
Updated my journal.
Wait, there's more. Mebbeth fishes a tiny bundle of black cloth from her apron and unrolls it, producing a pair of amber earrings. These will protect you on your travels, child. I no longer wear them myself, so go ahead and take them. Thanks again. Alright, child, don't tarry here any longer. One such as ye has other ways to spend one's time rather than hang around Old Mebbeth. Now come on, Mebbeth, you're not old. Pah, you flatterer. Your tongue is so lined with silver it'd shame a Betezu. Get ye hence. Well, thanks for everything, Mebbeth. Pah, you can thank me by not playing the alcove with what you've learned. The art's darned many a fool who sought to bend it in ways the art weren't meant to bend. Now get along with ye. Farewell.
I feel stronger.
So I am now a wizard, or a mage, level 1. 2 hit points gained, no characteristic points gained. That's lame. Spell memorization abilities have increased. Alright, so I should have Chromatic Orb, copy spell. Identify, super useful. Blood Bridge. Spell allows the caster to share a portion of his life with others, weakening himself but strengthening others. Interesting. Okay. Plus 2 to armor class, memorize 2 additional first level. Ooh, okay. And also have that Mage's Guard. Or Magus Guard. Armor class 6. Neat. Alright, I have other spells I can learn. So, armor. Just roll a strength. Ice Knife. Fist of Iron. I don't know what Fist of Iron does. The spell works only in the Nameless One. When cast, all of his normal punch attacks are +3 to hit and +6 to damage. Wow. That might be really good for now until I get Alright, what's this finger bone? This is a decayed and nearly meatless finger bone from a humanoid of roughly your size. There is still some sort of odd ring on the finger. It is an intricate thing, sculpted with dozens of tiny, ornate flanges and decorative protrusions. Oddly enough, it seems firmly rooted to the finger, and no amount of pulling or prying will budge the thing, almost as if the ring's jagged edges have dug into the lifeless finger itself and refused to release it. Okay, pull the ring from the finger. Try as you might, you cannot remove the ring. It's almost as if the... Okay, we've already read that. Remove your own finger, replace it with the finger bone. You place the ring finger of your left hand into your mouth, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and bite down as hard as you can. There is a sickening crunch, and you are overcome with the taste and smell of blood. You spit the bloody finger out, and place the rotted, ring-laden finger bone against the gushing stump, while Old Mebbeth watches us do this. At first nothing happens, and then you are horrified at the thought of what you've just done. Suddenly, though, you feel a strange tingling sensation as bones fuse and tendons reknit. In moments, the rotting finger bone has become a living part of your body, though it still throbs painfully. The jagged ring suddenly loosens and slips off into the palm of your hand. Mempa's biting ring. It's cursed, but +2 to armor class. Mempa was a mage obsessed with the possibility of having her magic items lost or burgled while she was asleep or otherwise incapacitated. While the vast majority of her carried possessions were inseparable from her corpse and thus buried with her, some of her weaker items, early experiments perhaps, were left behind and remain in the world of the living. Mempa's biting ring, whose powerful aura protects its bearer from bodily harm, is one such item. However, once placed upon one's finger, the ring bites down and holds on so tenaciously that it is nigh impossible to remove it from the bitten digit. And +2 to armor class. And there is a remove curse spell in the game, so I think I'm just gonna go equip it. Whatever. Not worried about that. Alright, so I'm gonna call it here. In the next episode, I'm gonna go back to the Fells Tattoo Parlor and get some mage-themed tattoos. I'll probably get some tattoos for Decon as well. Because he can wear 3. Oh, I can wear 3 as well. I thought I could only get 2. Well, neat. Alright, well, anyway, calling it here. Thanks for watching. Hope to see y'all in the next episode.